the truths that had happened, that our elders had to endure, that our ancestors endured, that they endured genocide, massacres, a whole range of truth that needs to be told.
You can't have treaty without truth. You can't have justice without truth.
So in my upbringing, I had no history and no culture. None of that was taught to me, and I had no idea what it meant to be a Coast Salish woman. It was stripped of me when I was adopted out. This is not unlike the residential school system. This is 2 out of my 3 sisters. They all went to the Seashelt residential school. Not only were they stripped of their culture, their language, and their history, and their connections to the land, they were also taught at residential school that they didn't belong. When you talk about the residential school system being something of our past and our history, and it's time to move on, it's not that far in our history. You will find the government is still taking Indigenous children from their homes and placing them into non-Indigenous homes. Today, we call it the foster care system. And there is more Indigenous children today in our foster care system than ever went to residential school. Today.
It was almost earth-shattering in the fact that it was reopening those traumatic wounds that they have felt so long ago.
But now, she said, that truth can be told and healing can begin.
The truth hurts. The truth is very painful.
So for me, TRHT is really about getting down to the work that we've needed to get down to for a very long time. But not just doing it from one sector or with one voice or one group of people, but a conversation about truth, and a conversation that leads to accountability, and a conversation that leads to healing, so that we might finally have both racial justice and racial equity in this country.
So the healing work is the process of peeling back those layers of denial and coming face to face with our true humanity, coming face to face with our innate capacity to love one another truly as human beings.
You are the ones who care. You are the ones who are taking care of the ones who are struggling out there. You're the ones that are making opportunities. And this is an opportunity for you to grow.
Justice operates in the same way. If we do not acknowledge the ways in which we have become compromised by inequality and injustice, we will ignore it, it will fester, and it will kill us. And the truth is that we've never really acknowledged the harm created by our history of racial injustice. We are a post-genocide society in this country. And it doesn't matter whether you live in Florida or California or Oregon, no matter where you live in this country, you live in a space where the atmosphere has been contaminated by this long history of racial inequality. And a lot of people have argued that these contaminants will eventually dissipate. I don't believe that. I believe we're going to have to do something to change the environment. And that means talking about things that we haven't talked about. Right. The goal is not division. The goal is redemption. I'm not trying to talk about this history because I want to punish America. I'm talking about this history because I want to liberate us. Every person has the capacity to move toward redemption. I believe that. Every person has the capacity to move toward love.